Welcome to my channel Alien Signal. For nearly a century, humanity had been part of the Galactic Assembly. The discovery had changed everything. One quiet night in 2142, a fleet of alien vessels appeared near Earth's orbit. They did not attack. They did not demand surrender. Instead, they introduced themselves as members of a vast coalition of civilizations that had existed long before humanity ever looked toward the stars. The Galactic Assembly was made up of hundreds of species, each from different worlds across the galaxy. Some were ancient and wise. Others were young and curious. But they all shared one thing. They judged new civilizations carefully before granting them full status. Humanity was still new. Earth had only been part of the assembly for 8 years, and many alien races still viewed humans as primitive. They saw Earth as chaotic, a planet full of storms, predators, diseases, and violent ecosystems. To them, it seemed strange that an intelligent species had evolved on such a dangerous world. Most advanced civilizations came from peaceful environments where life had evolved slowly and safely. Earth, by comparison, looked like a battlefield. The assembly was fascinated by this. And so one day, during a gathering on the massive orbital station known as the Concorde Ring, the aliens proposed a challenge. The chamber was enormous, large enough to hold thousands of representatives. Transparent walls revealed the glowing stars of deep space, and hovering platforms allowed each species to sit comfortably according to their biology. At the center stood Ambassador Elena Ramirez, humanity's official representative. Across from her sat members of the Assembly Council, towering crystalline beings from Karith, floating gas-like entities from Varel, and insectoid strategists from the harsh desert world of Threx. The Threxian Council leader spoke first. Humanity, the alien said, its clicking voice translated through the universal interpreter. Your world is unusual. A ripple of quiet murmurs passed through the chamber. We have studied your planet, it continued. It is filled with creatures capable of violence beyond reason. Predators, hunters, killers. Elena remained calm. That is correct, she said. The Threxian tilted its narrow head. We are curious. Among all these creatures, which is the strongest? A crystalline counselor spoke next. In our culture, it chimed softly, every species demonstrates the peak lifeform from their world. A symbol of their planet's evolutionary strength. The floating Varel representative drifted forward. So we ask you, human ambassador, it said gently. Bring us the strongest creature from Earth. The request echoed through the chamber. Some aliens seemed excited. Others skeptical. Elena crossed her arms slightly. You want to see the strongest creature from Earth? Yes, said the Threxian. We wish to understand your planet. Elena thought for a moment. Very well, she said. But remember, you asked. 3 weeks later, the assembly gathered again. This time the meeting took place in the containment arena, a massive observation dome designed for demonstrations involving dangerous organisms. Protective energy fields surrounded the central platform. Thousands of alien spectators watched from above. Some expected humanity to bring a massive beast. Perhaps an elephant, or a bear. Some speculated about a creature called a rhinoceros. Others believed humans might bring their most feared predator, the great white shark. The aliens whispered among themselves. What creature could represent such a chaotic world? Finally, the main doors opened. Ambassador Ramirez entered with several human researchers and containment officers. Behind them, rolled a large reinforced transport crate. The Threxian Council leader leaned forward. That is smaller than expected, it said. The crate was only about 6 meters long. The aliens murmured. Elena stepped forward. Members of the assembly, she said calmly, allow me to introduce one of Earth's most efficient predators. A technician tapped a control panel. The crate door slowly lifted. For a moment, Nothing happened. Then something moved. A low, heavy shape crawled forward. Thick armored scales. A massive tail. Short, powerful legs. And a long, terrifying jaw filled with dagger-like teeth. Gasps spread through the chamber. "What is that creature?" one alien whispered. Elena smiled slightly. "This," she said, "is a saltwater crocodile." The creature stepped fully into the arena. It was over 5 meters long. Its dark eyes moved slowly, studying the surroundings with ancient patience. The Varel representative floated backward slightly. "It appears primitive." The Threxian made a clicking sound. "This is your strongest creature." Elena shrugged. "Strength isn't always about size." The crocodile opened its mouth slowly, revealing rows of teeth. "Allow me to explain," Elena said. "This species has existed on Earth for over 200 million years. It survived the extinction that wiped out the dinosaurs." Murmurs rippled through the chamber. 200 million, one council member whispered. "Yes," Elena continued. "It has one of the most powerful bite forces ever recorded in the animal kingdom." A holographic display appeared beside her. Over 3,700 pounds per square inch. The aliens shifted uneasily. "But that's not the impressive part," Elena said. The crocodile suddenly lunged forward slightly, testing the energy barrier. The impact made several aliens flinch. Elena continued calmly. "Saltwater crocodiles are ambush predators. They wait. They watch. Sometimes for hours. Sometimes for days." The creature slowly circled the arena, its claws scraping against the floor. "They feel almost no fear. They attack creatures larger than themselves. Water buffalo, sharks, even humans." The Threxian studied the animal carefully. "It is aggressive." Elena shook her head. "No, it's patient." The crocodile suddenly stopped moving. It lay perfectly still. Minutes passed. It did not move at all. The alien audience began to whisper. "Is it sleeping?" Elena smiled again. "No." The holographic screen changed again. It showed footage from Earth. A crocodile floating silently in murky water. Only its eyes visible above the surface. Then, suddenly, it exploded forward. A massive buffalo disappeared beneath the water. The chamber erupted in shocked noises. "Saltwater crocodiles can launch their entire body out of water," Elena explained. "They drown prey by pulling them under." Another video appeared. This one showed the infamous death roll. The crocodile twisted violently while holding prey in its jaws. It spins its body to tear apart anything it catches. Several alien representatives shifted uncomfortably. The Varel spoke again. "But surely there are stronger creatures on your world." Elena nodded. "Yes. Elephants are bigger. Whales are larger. But the crocodile represents something else." The Threxian leaned closer. "What?" Elena looked around the chamber. "Earth's environment." She gestured toward the animal. "This creature evolved in one of the most dangerous ecosystems in the galaxy. Rivers full of predators. Competition everywhere. Constant survival pressure." The crocodile remained motionless. Watching. Waiting. "This animal is a survivor," Elena continued. "It can live over 70 years. It can go months without eating. It can detect vibrations in water from incredible distances. And when it attacks, it almost never fails." The Threxian was silent for a moment. Then it asked a simple question. "How many exist on your planet?" Elena answered casually. "Hundreds of thousands." The chamber fell quiet. A crystalline counselor spoke slowly. "Your world contains hundreds of thousands of creatures like this." "Yes. And they live freely in your ecosystems." "Yes." The Varel drifted nervously. "Ambassador Ramirez, how do humans survive on such a planet?" Elena smiled faintly. "Because we evolved there too." The crocodile suddenly snapped its jaws shut with a loud crack. Several aliens recoiled. The sound echoed across the dome. Elena gestured toward the creature. This predator has ruled Earth's rivers for millions of years. But humans learned to live beside it. The Threxian studied her carefully. You are saying, your species coexists with creatures like this? Yes. The alien counselors exchanged glances. Then the Threxian asked another question. Is the crocodile the strongest creature on Earth? Elena thought for a moment. Then she shook her head. No. The chamber stirred again. Then why bring this one? Asked the crystalline being. Elena looked at the massive reptile resting calmly behind the barrier. Because it represents Earth perfectly. How so? Asked the Varel. Elena folded her hands. Ancient, patient, unforgiving. She paused. And extremely dangerous if underestimated. The Threxian slowly leaned back. The crocodile continued staring silently at the alien crowd. Its ancient eyes unblinking. Finally the Threxian spoke. Ambassador Ramirez. Yes. We believe, we understand your world better now. Elena smiled. I hoped you would. The alien council leader turned to the other representatives. This demonstration has been enlightening. The crystalline counselor added quietly. If even your wildlife can survive millions of years in such an environment, then humanity must be far more resilient than we assumed. Elena nodded. That's correct. The Threxian gave a final look at the crocodile. We asked for the strongest creature from Earth. It paused. You brought us a survivor. The assembly fell silent. Because for the first time since humanity joined the galaxy, the aliens realized something unsettling. Earth was not a peaceful world. It was a planet where evolution had forged monsters. And humans had grown up among them. Thank you for listening. Subscribe for more cinematic science fiction stories.